Hey y'all, welcome to another great episode of the Newark Debater. My name is Malcolm Miner, of course, your alumni host, and we have an amazing show prepared for you today, so please sit back, relax, and let's get started, all right? Now, if you haven't already, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel by typing in the Newark Debater. Remember to share our episodes if you think you know someone who would appreciate the knowledge or just wants to see my beautiful face. No, just kidding. But we will appreciate all the support and feedback from you, our viewers. Okay, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always email us at thenewarkdebater@gmail.com, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Now, today's episode is all about how to bring debate to the public. In this new digital era, most people have engaged in some type of online debate. Often these digital debates lack the research needed for a full, robust debate. It equals space with time restrictions for people to condense their best arguments and the structure required to really hash out our critiques, if you will. Now, when we watch celebrities, politicians, or business leaders speak on television or in public, they seem so at ease that we wonder, are great speakers made or are they just born that way? While it is true that some individuals are born with this gift, many effective public speakers have trained themselves to be so. Either they have received formal media training or they have delivered so many presentations that over time they've learned what works for them. So what is the true secret to effective public speaking? You're still wondering? Wonder no longer. Today we have Brianna Aaron joining us. Everyone, please help me welcome Brianna to the show. Welcome, Brianna. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, doing well. So let's jump right in it. So Brianna, tell us, where are you originally from?
So I was born in Brooklyn, New York, but I moved around a lot, and I lived in Pennsylvania and Newark. I've lived in Newark, New Jersey for the past 10 years, though.
Okay, nice. Wow, and so when you were here, what high school did you attend?
I attended Science Park High School.
Okay, nice. Class of
2018, yeah.
Oh, very recent. Okay, you're still new in the game. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So tell us, Brianna, why debate? What made you start?
So I ended up starting debate not because I was very interested in the activity, but just because one of my English teachers in middle school recommended the activity to me. So I was originally attending Ivy Hill Elementary School because I lived in Ivy Hill, that part of Newark. And she told me, like, hey, you can get into science if you were to apply and take the test. So I applied. I was lucky enough to get in. And then she was like, you should probably join the debate team since you like to read and write. And so because of her, I was kind of just pushed into it, but also I just really wanted to do it because my teacher kind of already set me on the right path.
Wow. See, it all takes it's always like one teacher or like one mentor that brings you to, I guess, your destiny, if you will, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So how would you say you were as a student before you joined debate?
I think I was pretty shy as a student, honestly. Like, I think I'm still a bit shy now, but I think debate taught me how to display confidence and taught me how to, I guess, mask my shyness a bit more. But I was definitely shy. I wasn't as well spoken. I know how to articulate myself a little bit better now. And so I think just being a part of the debate team kind of helped facilitate that more.
Okay. So I know you've only been 2 years out. However, how would you say that you have evolved, and like what kind of person would you say you've evolved into now?
I think I've definitely evolved into a more self-confident person. Before, I was not as interested in public speaking. I've been a debater for about 9 years now, so it's just been a long-standing activity for me. Yeah, I joined in middle school, and so over that course or over that time period, I was able to grow and adapt and just learn more from the activity. And I've also just definitely gotten more intelligent and more knowledgeable about different world events and just about different philosophies.
Okay, so you said you did it in middle school, so you weren't a complete stranger to debate once you hit science, but it wasn't on. It's a little different. Different if I'm correct, right? Like the level is a little. I guess the bar is a little higher, if you will.
Yeah, so I attended sciences middle school program. So I applied for the seventh grade program, and then I came in and I did 6 years of debate at science. And now I'm a junior in college, and I'm still doing debate in college.
Wow. Okay, so where do you attend?
I attend Wake Forest University. It's located in North Carolina.
Oh yes, Wake Forest, of course, of course, of course. So tell us, um, I guess I feel like okay, maybe I don't know if it's going to apply on the high school level. I mean, on the middle school level, but maybe on the high school and the college level. Were you afraid to ever really speak in front of people, and how did you really address it? Because I feel like when we're like preteens in that middle school age, we find a way to get through it. But like
Yeah.
high school is I think that real time that we're like, all right, definitively, I can stand here with my confidence. For some people, was that like?
Yeah. High school is very rough just because a lot of kids are very forefront about their opinions and they articulate them a lot. And so you have to be able to extract confidence to a certain degree. At first, I did not have that confidence. I think being in Newark, where everyone's more blunt and honest and open about their opinions, I was kind of forced to adopt and develop myself just in the sense of just being more confident in public. And so my public speaking skills definitely improved via debate. It definitely improved just via public speaking in just normal classroom settings. And so I learned how to be more witty with my words, be more charismatic as a speaker, and then also just to how to project myself to the public.
Okay, so what motivated you to continue to invest your time and to, you know, really honing in on this skill that you were getting out of debate or
Love
skills?
the knowledge base of debate.
Okay.
So when I was in high school, I read a lot of critical philosophy, and a lot of the different philosophies that I learned was about just discovering my own blackness, discovering my own personhood within the world, discovering my own like femininity, gender relations. And
Mm,
then debate was just like a whole new world to me because I did not think about my blackness as much until I was really a part of the debate team. I feel like it was always in the periphery of my imagination. Like, yes, I'm black in America. I'm attending like a predominantly black school, right? But when I had to fully reflect on it, I started realizing the different intricacies of social nuances. I started putting together and drawing lines between different issues, like how am I experiencing gendered racism, for instance? How are people impacting me? And so I just started learning a lot via debate. And I just kept wanting to learn more and more and more. And then I ended up finding that I'm in it for 9 years. So, yeah.
hey, you're still here. So, okay, so then you have to have a really good story about this. So, I mean, what's your fondest, debate memory, if you can, so far from, well, let's say from high school.
Yeah, I think my fondest debate memories have been from camp. So I attended a couple of debate camps throughout high school. Attended a debate camp like every summer, actually, like each year of high school. And so I just made some incredible lifelong friends. People I've been friends with for about 5 years, 3 years, 6 years. And so just some of those like intimate relationships that I've had where we just like hung out late at night or we just had long FaceTimes just talking about things that weren't just debate, but about the real world. I think like I'll always remember those moments.
Wow. Oh, wow. So, okay, so let's talk about that a little bit. In your when you're in the debate, right? In your professional opinion, Brianna, what makes a great argument great?
So my coach from high school used to always say an argument is a claim, warrant, and an impact. I feel like sometimes people lack a warrant and an impact when they're making an argument. And so an argument is great when you have the three essentials. A lot of times people just want to stick with the claim, i.e. they want to think that their opinion is the only thing that's relevant, absent it having any implication to the real world, absent them having any substantive justification for it. And I think that that's what makes an argument very weak, when you can't really interact with it, when it's very like self-serving, when it doesn't really interact with different nuances out there. And so just elaborating on it more can definitely help you.
Claim, warrant, impact. That is going to sit with me for a minute. Wow. Wow, I never thought of it that way. Should have done debate. Should have known. I don't know. But okay, so how would you recommend going about fully responding to an argument in general outside of a debate, right? So let's say it's with someone about, I don't know, who says voting is pointless, like how do you interact with that kind of, I guess, situation?
I think you have to first understand the social context of that person and where they're speaking from, because a lot of people have different perspectives or takes on voting, and they just come from different standpoints. For instance, like my family, I have people in my family who just don't believe in voting because they don't trust the institutions that are out there, that they will actually do something good for them. Like even in our current climate, like a Biden v. Trump presidency, it's kind of like you're choosing between two evils, right? Then you have other people who just don't believe in voting because they don't think that their ballot matters. It's just a different nuance there. So I think we have to understand that debate is also about like psychological warfare. It's about understanding the psychological components as to how people even come up with their arguments in the first place, why they come up with their arguments in the first place, the context behind it. And so understanding the person itself will allow for you to understand why they think voting is not essential, and then you tell your argument to them. So if they are like my family, then you try to convince my family that, hey, maybe that there can be residual changes. Maybe we could have different public policies, or maybe even if you don't think your ballot matters to you yourself, it will probably have implications for future generations. And so just tailoring it to the person and making it very personalized oftentimes leads people to actually believe more in what you're saying.
So Brianna, tell us a little bit more about your experience at Wake Forest. I mean, I know, of course, going to college and choosing a school is very, very daunting. However, maybe on top of that, looking at prospective schools that maybe you even want to debate at, maybe even a harder, pull on that decision. How was that for you when you were, doing the college process?
Yeah, so my goal in middle school, high school was to go to college for very little, or at the very least free, and just to have the cost reduced. So finances were a big component for me, just because I can't afford college, to be quite honest with you, and so I needed something to supplement for that. Wake Forest provided me the opportunity of having a full ride, and so that was an offer that just couldn't be beat at that moment. It was a top 30 institution, it was giving me money, and so I just thought like, hey, I need a different experience anyway, and it's meeting a lot of my goals. And so going to the South and then just having a different experience outside of the Northeast allowed me to just encounter a variety of different people that I typically would not have encountered in Newark.
And so how has that been as a debater now that you're a junior? How has that been on that circuit? Any changes have you seen from the high school circuit to the college circuit?
Yeah, so I was a LD debater in high school, so I just did 1v1 debate. But now in college, I have a partner again, and so I do 2v2 debates. And so having a partner is very different, just because I was used to just one standing it all on my own, and now you have someone else there who can just be beside you in that process. And so that's a different process for me. And also the pandemic kind of complicated the debate season. Everything's transitioned to being online. And so online debate for the entirety of this year will just be an entire transition that I'm still trying to navigate. I think the entire debate community is still trying to navigate it, to be quite honest with you. And so we're all just trying to figure it out.
Yes, everybody's trying to figure it out, trying to keep it alive so it doesn't seem dead.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people are probably thinking, this is just be for this school year, but obviously none of us know.
Yeah, we don't
know. We're secretly in the back of our head, like, please let it be over soon. So we can get back in person and really do what we got to do, but we know that may not happen. So, you know, like you said, we're trying to do the best that we can out here in the community. So I think, yeah, that's definitely interesting.